宾，今天下午的议程是大会开幕
guests
致
this
辞。
afternoon, we shall begin with the
上
opening
净下空老法
speeches.
师开幕致辞。伊朗大使组织的分
First
组
of
讨
all,
论。
Master Ching Kung, and then a panel discussion.
请允许我介绍前马达加斯加驻联合国教科文组织代表，现任的净空之友社
Introduce you to the former representative of Madagascar to UNESCO,
先生。
Mr. Monkatu.
Chers Vénérables, Excellences, Mesdames et
Dear
Messieurs les
guests, Your
ambassadeurs,
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, ambassadors,
chers amis,
dear friends,
amis Tofo,
on behalf of
nous voici de nouveau
So here we are
réunis ici,
again,
dans ce temple de la culture
meeting in
et de la
this
paix
Temple of Culture and
de
Peace
l'UNESCO
of UNESCO
pour discuter
to
pendant 3 jours
discuss
Sur
over
le thème
3 days
science,
the issue
éthique
of sciences,
spiritualité
ethics,
et
spirituality
éducation à l'amour véritable
and true love,
pour un monde de paix
education
et
for a
d'harmonie.
world of peace and harmony.
Dans ce thème est déjà posé les problématiques,
This
les
theme
contradictions,
already raises the issues
un peu
and contradictions
de vision qui n'est
surrounding
pas commode pour
a
tout un
vision
chacun.
which is not necessarily
Mais
comfortable
dans ce thème
for each and every one of us,
est aussi donné déjà
but it's a theme
les pistes de
which
réflexion,
already offers
pour trouver
avenues for
la
reflection,
solution
for
et
finding
avoir
a solution
la paix.
and securing peace.
Pendant les 3 jours qui vont venir,
Over the coming 3 days,
ici à l'UNESCO, les panélistes de très haut niveau
very high-level
vont se
panelists
succéder
here in UNESCO
pour emmener
will take the floor
à la
successively
fois leur savoir,
in order to enlighten us with their
leur
knowledge,
expérience
their
et
experience,
partager avec nous tous
and indeed share with all of
leurs
us
convictions.
their conviction.
Et nous tous, participants à cette conférence,
And all of us participating
nous
in this
allons
conference
aussi participer,
will
bien
also,
sûr,
of course,
pendant les séances de
contribute
questions-réponses.
during the questions and
On va
answers
essayer cette
sessions.
fois-ci de donner un
So,
peu plus de temps
This time we're going to
pour
try
les
to
séances de questions-réponses
afford a little
par
more
rapport
time for
aux
the questions
sessions
and answers
précédentes.
sessions compared to the previous such encounters.
Maintenant, Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs,
Now,
on va
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen,
procéder à la séance d'ouverture
we shall proceed
de
with the
cette
opening
conférence internationale
ceremony
sur la paix.
for this International Peace Conference.
Et j'ai le plaisir et le
And
grand honneur
I take great pleasure and
d'inviter
feel deeply honored
Son Excellence Ahmad Jalali,
in inviting His Excellency
ambassadeur,
Mr. Ahmad
délégué
Jalali,
permanent
the
de la
Ambassador
République
and
islamique de
Permanent
l'Iran
Delegate
à
of the Islamic
l'UNESCO,
Republic of Iran to
pour
UNESCO,
venir sur scène
to
dire
come up to the
un mot
stage
de bienvenue.
and to say
Your
some
Excellency.
words of welcome.
Floor is
Your
yours.
Excellency, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished friends, colleagues, things have been said by distinguished colleague here, as you've heard. What I want to say is that how pleased I am to open this conference, international conference on peace, we are going here within 3 days to examine the issue of peace through ethics, science, education, and the different manifestations that we can find these elements. Why it is relevant to UNESCO, that is very clear. I think there is no need to explain, because the beginning of the Constitution of UNESCO starts that war begins in the minds of men, and that defenses for peace should be constructed in the minds of people, of men. So things start from minds, from your ideas, and anything which is related to ideas could be a matter of peace and could be a matter of war as well. Whatever it is, the culture, religions, science, spiritual disciplines, all of these different endeavors could be the seeds of peace and also potentially war. UNESCO is here to tell us that how we can put the seed of peace in the minds of men. And this is the reason that it is relevant to UNESCO what we are going to do these days here. We will have different panels, as you will see. You see that elements which is supposed to bring us together sometimes is dividing. Science in the old time was supposed to introduce a common language to bring the people together. Culture was something to bring the people together. Now all of them can potentially differentiating. Religion was there to bring hearts of people together. Now sometimes it is dividing. All of these issues needs a thorough discussion. We are going to go through that. I'm so happy to open this conference, and I'm sure after me, my colleagues will continue. Let us thank all the organizers who try to organize this event within 3 days. If I mention permanent delegations of Côte d'Ivoire, thank you very much, Madam Ambassador, here. Permanent delegation of Togo, Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much. A delegation of Iran, and also the fellowship, the World Fellowship of Buddhists, Pure Land Learning College Association, and finally the Association of Master Ching Hong's Friends at UNESCO, that all of us are looking and tasting their hospitality and their friendship. Thanks to all organizers, and I wish the best for all of you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Et maintenant, je demande
Now,
à Madame,
can I
Son
request
Excellence Madame
Her
Denise
Excellency Madame Denise Boigny, Ambassador and Permanent Delegate of Côte d'Ivoire to UNESCO, to come up to the podium to say some words of welcome. Your Excellency. Venerable Master Ching Kung, Chairperson of the UNESCO Executive Board, representative of the UNESCO Director General, ladies and gentlemen ambassadors and permanent representatives, ladies and gentlemen members of the Association of Master Ching Kung's Friends at UNESCO, ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the World Fellowship of Buddhists, ladies and gentlemen, Côte d'Ivoire, through my voice, is especially honored to take the floor for the second time on the occasion of the International Peace Conference, which has been held for several years now in UNESCO. In September 2018, indeed, this same conference was organized by the permanent delegation of Côte d'Ivoire in conjunction with the delegation of the Sultanate of Oman and the delegation of Nigeria to UNESCO, and the Association of Master Ching Kung's Friends at UNESCO and the World Fellowship of Buddhists on the issue of dialogue and education, both intercultural and interreligious, for a world of peace, harmony and tolerance. During that conference, let us remember there were roundtables which referred to the contribution of interreligious dialogue to peace in West Africa through the official restitution of this study on the issue by the Africa World Institute, which is a laboratory of ideas, a think tank, which is geared to the role of the African continent in the world, the maintenance of social peace through intercultural dialogue, local experience of this town of Toowoomba in Australia for intercultural, interreligious dialogue, and the influence of contributions of elders and wise men and women on modern society, and lastly, the use of education in promoting harmony and peace. Last year, at the end of the conference, there was an agreement that we should highlight the importance of education and intercultural and interreligious dialogue in combating ignorance and promoting better understanding internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, the concept of a culture of peace was born in Côte d'Ivoire in 1989. This country championed it at the UN and here in UNESCO. It's a country which championed it in both those places, and that is why we took active part in the last International Peace Conference, and my country offered an amendment to the draft program and budget of UNESCO for 2020-2021 to be adopted at the 40th General Conference, to be held here in November of 2019. In this draft amendment, supported by several other countries, we call on UNESCO to help member states in bolstering the capacity of their educational systems, in implementing a youth culture of peace policy, and education in ethics, morality, and education in the history of religions. The organization is thereby also asked to pay special attention to combating extremism, radicalization, and stigmatization of cultural and religious identities in order to better master the culture of peace. We wish to see the support of member states, and we hope this amendment will be taken into account, because UNESCO's mission, as we all know, born in the aftermath of the Second World War, is to construct the defenses of peace in the minds of men. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency, Ambassador, and I would now like to ask His Excellency, Mr. Sankardja Lare Sambiani, Ambassador and Permanent Delegate of Togo to UNESCO, to please come up on the stage and say a few words of welcome.
Très Vénérable Master Chinkung,
Venerable Master Chinkung,
Vénérable venu de France ou de loin,
dear
Excellence Monsieur le Président
Venerable
du Conseil exécutif,
participants come
Excellences, Mesdames et
from
Messieurs les
France
ambassadeurs,
or afar,
Monsieur le représentant
Excellencies,
de la directrice générale de l'UNESCO,
Chair of the Executive Board, Excellency Director General of UNESCO, Excellencies, dear participants
nous voici encore
of the
une
World
fois
Peace,
réunis
International Peace Conference.
réfléchir
Here we
à
are
l'avènement
gathered
de la
together
paix
again
dans le
to
monde.
talk about peace in the world.
Dieu, notre Créateur,
God,
est bon et miséricordieux.
our Creator,
Il a créé
is kind
l'univers
and merciful.
et il a
He
créé
has
l'être
created
humain
the universe
à
and
qui il a tout donné.
He created the human being to whom He gave everything. He loves all the beings that He has created.
A dit Master Chinkung.
Master Chinkung said so.
Il nous a recommandé
And he has also recommended that we should love them and that we should love each other.
il a mis à la disposition
He has
des
also
êtres humains
made
des
available
instruments pour nous permettre de
to
vivre
human beings instruments that enable us to live together in peace and harmony.
mais malheureusement,
But
les hommes
unfortunately,
ont choisi de perdre la paix
men and women
et
have
ils ont laissé
chosen
apparaître leurs
to
égoïsmes et la
lose peace in favor
Nous
of
avons utilisé un don
their
précieux
own
que Dieu nous a laissé,
selfishness,
la liberté,
and
pour faire mauvais usage
they have given up on their freedoms and have made use of other gifts that they have, other talents, such as their intelligence, to kill each other and to destroy the world.
recommandation de notre Créateur.
So this does not meet the recommendation of our Creator
Mais maintenant,
of loving each other. So what
c'est
should
à
we
cette
do?
question que nous sommes venus
now?
essayer d'apporter une réponse
And we're trying
en nous
indeed
réunissant
to
dans
find an answer to this
conférence
question
internationale
through
sur la
this
paix.
International Peace Conference.
Nous avons encore beaucoup de qualités
We
humaines
still have a lot of human qualities that have been bestowed on us by God the Creator, qualities that we can indeed use to live together,
l'humilité,
qualities such as love,
compréhension,
modesty,
la tolérance,
understanding,
sont les
tolerance.
clés entre nos mains.
These are the different tools that we have at our disposal to achieve peace.
Nous mettre ensemble
And all we need to do is to come together
hommes et peu de
and
paix,
talk
hommes
to
de
each
toute
other.
couleur, hommes de toute religion,
All of us,
hommes politiques,
regardless of our religious or political affiliation, regardless of our profession, small or big.
bienvenue dans
Everyone is welcome and there is hope for everyone.
maison de l'UNESCO
Welcome to all of you to the House of UNESCO that upholds the values of peace. It is now up to us to be up to the task.
fructueuse conférence
I wish
sur la
you
paix.
a very fruitful
Je vous remercie.
conference on peace. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur l'Ambassadeur.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Maintenant, je donne la parole
Now I'd like to give the floor
à son
to
Excellence
His
Ahmed
Excellency
Sayyad,
Ahmed
ancien
Sayyad,
ambassadeur du Yémen auprès de l'UNESCO,
former ambassador of
ancien
Yemen to
président
UNESCO,
de la Conférence générale de
President of the
l'UNESCO
Association,
et actuellement président de
a former president
l'Association
of
des
the
animateurs
UNESCO
à l'UNESCO.
General
Monsieur le
Conference and current
Président,
president of the
à vous la
Association
parole.
of Master Chin Kung's Friends at UNESCO. You have the floor.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Venerable Master, ladies and gentlemen ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. The ambassadors who have just spoken have referred to the crux of this conference and the round tables, which we will shortly be beginning. I wouldn't want to repeat what they've said, and I thank them for their statements. But with your permission, on behalf of the Association of Master Ching Kung's Friends at UNESCO, I would like to thank all of you. And above all, those of you who have come from afar, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, in a world marked and scarred by war and conflict, by hatred, by suffering, and by poverty, it is critically important for all of us to continue along our path in order to impart education at all levels. This is the essential fuel for nurturing a culture of peace and non-violence. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, peace is first and foremost a culture, and not just the absence of war. And it is a culture which should give entitlement and recognition to differences in identity, be they cultural or religious. A culture of peace must give equitable meaning to justice, without which history and memory will remain wounded and the future will remain uncertain. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at this path of peace, it is a long one. But every day we make forward strides along it, and we must continue to advance, because as I said in this very same hall the day before yesterday, in referring to Confucius, if you do not move forward each day, you drop back each day. So each and every one of us will continue to advance. Thank you.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Maintenant, je demande
Thank you, Chair.
au
I
révérend
would now like to
Masamichi
call upon
Kobayashi,
Reverend
vice-président
Masamichi Shodo
WFP,
Kobayashi,
World Fellowship
Vice
of
President of the World Fellowship of
de
Buddhists,
prendre la parole
to take the floor.
au nom du World Fellowship of
On
Buddhists,
behalf of
qui
the
est
World Fellowship of
organisateur
Buddhists,
de cette
that is
conférence.
the co-organizer of this conference. Reverend, over to you.
Venerable sirs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the World Fellowship Buddhists, the WFB, its subordinate organs, the World Fellowship of Buddhist Youth, and World Buddhist University, and all of the WFB regional centers and networking organizations worldwide, I feel very much honored and pleasure to invite all distinguished guests and participants to the International Peace Conference 2019 with the theme of Science, Ethics, Spirituality, and Love Education for a World Peace and Harmony at UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France, 7th through 9th October. BE 2562 or 2019. His Excellency Mr. Houphouët, President of the WFB, has assigned me to act as President of the WFB to attend the conference on his behalf. No one can deny the unprecedented material benefit of science and technology. But our basic human problems remain. We are still faced with the same, if not more, suffering, fear, and tension. Science and technology, though capable of creating immeasurable material comfort, cannot replace the age-old spiritual and humanitarian values that have largely shaped world civilization. We should strike for balancing between material developments and development of spiritual and human values. The Buddha was not asking for blind faith as much as he was treating human suffering the way a physician does. The Four Noble Truths, for example, follows the model of medical diagnosis. 1. Recognition of the symptom of the disorder. 2. Diagnosis of the cause, that is, ignorance and the craving that arises from it. 3. Prognosis of how you can recover if you treat the disorder. And then 4, the prescribed therapy. According to the Buddha's teaching, people could save themselves from suffering by learning about their own nature and understanding their reality as relational beings. Buddhism is a path of practice and spiritual development leading to insight into the true nature of life. The basic tenets of Buddhist teaching are straightforward and practical. Nothing is fixed or permanent. Actions have consequences. Change is possible. Buddhist practices, such as meditations, are means of changing oneself in order to develop the qualities of awareness, kindness, and wisdom. Buddhism upholds lofty and demanding ethical values, but recognizes the need to adapt those values to the condition of the real world. The main goal of Buddhist practice is to reach freedom from suffering by coming to see the world as actually is and abandoning the distorted projections that our thoughts and emotions create. Ethics is a system of moral values that have shaped our behavior to bring about the happier life. With ethics, we live honestly, leading to trust and friendship with those around us. For ethics has to do with human conduct. It is concerned with our relationship with ourselves and with our fellow beings. In Buddhism, the concept of peace or shanti is extended to include both inner and outer peace. Inner peace, which is generally known as peace of mind, is a mental state free from disquieting or oppressive thoughts or emotions. Inner peace is a prerequisite for outer peace, which involves interpersonal relations. Outer peace includes communal, natural, and global peace. Buddhism believes that peace is as much as concerned with individuals as with groups and institutions. The inner peace of individuals provides from foundations upon which the entire social peace is to be built up. In fact, So society can remain fully peaceful only if its members fully have peace of mind. Unless there is peace within, there will be no peace without. Buddhist doctrine is based on human ethical values and excellent code of morals, which are universal in nature and encourage the society and social harmony. The first step for global peace can begin with small changes in ourselves. The solution is not so much based on an agreed program or an investment in higher authority. It can start by changing individual thinking and group practices. This idea enables anyone to participate, no matter what cultural background, religion, religious doctrine, and political or age are. Each of fellows with awareness of obstacles and problems of their country and region on the way to achieving positive peace by connecting to the global network can be the cause of this change. We must not think that Buddhist morality consists of abstaining from evil without the complement of doing good. Cause and effect is a continuous cycle. A cause triggers a result. That result then becomes a new cause, which will trigger another result, and on it goes. This chain of causality not only affects us, but others as well. Each of us has planted a combination of good seeds and bad seeds. Thus, within each of us lie the seeds for both goodness and unwholesomeness, and both tolerance and animosity. Buddhism always tries to maintain a peaceful way of life. The teaching of Buddhism provides many practical techniques which are useful for calming anger, controlling human desire, and creating harmonious relationship with all. To have a stable coexistence with all, it is very much essential to have a comfort life of individual as well as others. Buddhism holds that this will come from spiritual path and practice of non-violence, contentment, compassion, generosity of spirit, and peace of mind. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate one's inner peace and to work to relieve the suffering for all living beings. To living peace should be understood as involved personal fulfillment and social well-being. The psychological and spiritual quality of life and objective living condition. Durable and sustainable peace is to be understood as an integration of outer peace and inner peace. It means a holistic peace wherein psychological needs of all are secured, structural and institutional justice are addressed, and people develop and enact multiple functions of mind to have possible views of others and become creative in transforming non-violent dispute into an opportunity to promote an interdependent and interpenetrating relationship. Individual inner transformation and increasing those with contemplating skills are important sustainable peace. All religions agree upon the necessity to control the undisciplined mind that harbors selfishness and other roots of trouble. And each teaches a path to lead a spiritual state that is peaceful, disciplined, ethical, and wise. It is in this sense that we, the WFP, believe all religions have essentially the same message. Differences of doctrine or teaching may be ascribed to differences of time and circumstance, as well as cultural influences. Indeed, there is no end to scholastic argument when we consider the purely metaphysical side of religion. However, it is much more beneficial to try to implement a daily life and shared precepts for goodness taught by all religions rather than to agree about minor differences in approach. Finally, each religion works in its own way to lessen human suffering and contribute to world civilization. Whether we will be able to achieve world peace or not, we have no choice but to work towards that goal. Under present conditions, there is definitely a growing need for human understanding, a sense of universal responsibility. Therefore, we must generate a good and kind heart, for without this, we can achieve neither universal happiness nor lasting world peace. On behalf of His Excellency, Mr. Pang Wanameti, President of the World Fellowship of Buddhists, its subordinate organs, such as the World Fellowship of Buddhist Youth, and regional centers worldwide, including networking organizations, I wish this conference be with a good success and inspire all of its participants to fulfill their missions at best. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Révérend, pour ce discours.
Thank you very much, Reverend, for
Maintenant,
this
je demande
very important
à son
speech. I would
Excellence,
now like to
Monsieur
ask
Lee Byong-hyun,
His Excellency, Mr. Lee Byong-hyun,
ambassadeur délégué permanent
Ambassador
du
and Permanent
Corée
Delegate of Korea
auprès de l'UNESCO et
at
président
UNESCO
du Conseil
and
exécutif de
Chairperson
l'UNESCO
of
à prendre la
the
parole. Monsieur le
UNESCO
Président,
Executive Board
floor is yours.
to take the floor.
Okay, thank you. Venerable Master Chinkong, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Allow me to start by expressing my deep gratitude to the Association of Master Chinkong's Friends at UNESCO and my fellow colleague ambassadors, a permanent delegation of Iran, Côte d'Ivoire, and Togo for having invited me once again to this year's International Peace Conference. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be with you, all of you, today. I'd like to pay special tribute to the leadership of Venerable Master Chinkong in bringing together people from different backgrounds and diverse expertise, such as governmental representatives, religious leaders, academics, and experts from UNESCO to dialogue with each other on the theme of peace and harmony. In September last year, in this same room, at the closing ceremony of the 2018 International Peace Conference, I expressed my appreciation of the conference as a fine example of UNESCO's mandate in promoting mutual understanding of each other's lives. This year, I am very happy to be part of this conference once again, and especially to have been the main principal officer of the World Ancestral Remembrance Ceremony held this morning. It was a humble reminder to all of us to remember our forefathers and pay gratitude to them. I believe that in our work of UNESCO in building peace and sustainable development for the future, we could accomplish much by being inspired by the past and the wisdoms of our ancestors. In fact, this is not the only time that such a ceremony has taken place in UNESCO. Earlier this year, in January, I had the honor of taking part in the launch of the 2019 United Nations International Year of Indigenous Languages. The event started with a spiritual ceremony to express gratitude and seek blessings represented by indigenous peoples of Canada. The spiritual ceremony reminded the participants of the deeper meaning of the work at the United Nations and brought about a sense of unity with the indigenous communities. Actually, paying tribute and remembering ancestors is an integral part of my Korean culture. One such ritual based on Confucian traditions is recognized as UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. The royal ancestral ritual in the Jongmyo Shrine includes a prayer for the eternal peace of the spirits of ancestors of the royal family of the Joseon dynasty, which lasted from late 14th century to early 20th century, equivalent of Chinese Ming dynasty and the Qing dynasty combined. In Korea, such ancestral remembrance is not only limited to royal families. Ordinary Korean families pay tribute to their ancestors as part of traditional festivities, such as during the celebration of the New Year and around the harvest time in the autumn, not to mention annual memorial rituals where families come together to honor their parents and ancestors. By expressing collective gratitude for the past, the communities welcome new cycles of life. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, over the next 3 days, the halls of UNESCO will be filled with exchanges and dialogues on the topic of science, ethics, spirituality, and love education for a world of peace and harmony. As the Constitution has set out for this organization, much of our work is centered around understanding one another. The titles of UNESCO's actions may not include the words spirituality or love education, but the themes of today's conference are closely linked to UNESCO's work. As you know very well, UNESCO is leading the United Nations International Decade for the Rapprochement of Cultures, which started in year 2013 and will end in 2022. Throughout the decade, we hope to create new articulations between cultural diversity and universal values. Of course, understanding of religion is a crucial part of this work. With regard to our actions on education, in addition to the hard matters, such as teacher development or technical and vocational training, UNESCO understands that it is also extremely important to ensure that education systems allow students to learn how to be ethical citizens. Thus, a lot of emphasis is put on global citizenship education. The program ensures that citizens learn to become active in working towards social justice and to live in harmony with the natural environment. Furthermore, our organization is addressing new challenges of the 21st century. More recently, in April this year, the Executive Board acknowledged that while artificial intelligence has the potential to transform the future of humanity for the better and in favor of sustainable development, however, there is also a prevailing awareness of the risks and the challenges associated with artificial intelligence. Based on the recommendations of the Executive Board, the upcoming 40th session of the General Conference will examine the preliminary study on a possible standard-setting instrument on the ethics of artificial intelligence. I look forward to the diverse views and experiences of the panelists and experts at this international conference, which I am very certain will take the work of UNESCO forward. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, dear friends, not many religious leaders give teachings of other religions. Venerable Master Chin Kung's book, Scriptures 360, is a remarkable effort in doing just that. The book shows that spirituality connects all of us through shared universal values, and that the beautiful teachings of the different religions have the same message: unconditional love and compassion for one another. Earlier this year, along with a number of my fellow ambassadors and the representatives of UNESCO's member states, I was able to witness the work of Master Chin Kung and the Pure Land Learning College Association in Australia. Their work with the community at large in building social harmony through interfaith dialogues was extremely encouraging. I was able to see UNESCO's mission of promoting mutual understanding and peace building being put into practice. As chairperson of the Executive Board, I have delivered the opening line of UNESCO's Constitution in so many of my speeches. In the beginning, Ambassador Jalali already introduced, but every time the beauty of this phrase still impresses me. So let me quote: "Since wars begin in the minds of men and women, it is in the minds of men and women that the defenses of peace must be constructed," unquote. With these words, I'd like to thank once again the organizers for their tremendous efforts in preparing this conference and for bringing together the diverse panelists and the speakers to exchange in our common objective of building peace. I wish the participants of the conference very fruitful dialogue, and I do hope that the messages of peace and harmony will extend far beyond the walls of this conference room. Thank you very much.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Chair.
Et maintenant, nous avons
And
le grand honneur
we now have the great honor
d'entendre
to listen
le message
to the message
du Vénérable Master Chin Kung
of the Venerable Master
être
Chin
lu
Kung
par
that will be read
Vénérable Wushin.
by Venerable
Venerable
Wushin.
Je vous demande de monter sur scène
Please
pour
come on the
délivrer
stage
le message
to
du
deliver
Vénérable Master
the
Chin Kung.
message of the Venerable Master Chin Kung.
悟行代表净空老法师跟大家报告在开幕的致辞，尊敬的总干事阿祖莱阁下、大会主席阿罗维阁下、执行局主席李秉宪阁下、诸位大使阁下、诸位嘉宾、女士们、先生们，大家好！时间过得很快。记得2006年，也在这个大厅，我们第一次在教科文组织举办活动。以后，我们几乎 年年都来此地和大家聚会交流，不知不觉10多年过去了。2年前，一群热心的大使在教科文组织里面为我申请一个办公室——净空之友社，以推动宗教教育、中国传统教育、促进世界和平为使命，化解社会冲突，促进世界的安定和谐。这个问题由来已久。那么，有没有冲突，只有和睦相处的这个世界呢？各宗教里面的神圣告诉我们，有，确确实实有。佛教所说的极乐世界，伊斯兰教所说的天园，基督教、天主教的天堂，其实都是同一个地方，确实是真正落实了平等对待、和睦相处。为什么那个世界如此美好？他们用真心、灵性生活。什么是真心？真心展现出来的素质当中，最重要的就是爱。约翰福音说，神爱世人，甚至将他的独生子赐予他们，叫一切信他的不至于灭亡，反得永生。大方广佛华严经说，诸佛如来以大悲心而为体故，因于众生而起大悲，因于大悲生菩提心，因菩提心成等正觉。古兰经里面讲，安那确实是仁慈的，爱人就不会害人，爱能够发挥很大的作用，人人都能爱人，社会自然安定和谐。那么这样的真心我们有吗？有。中国同盟课本《三字经》上说，人之初性本善，性相近，习相远，苟不教，性乃迁。意思是人出生的时候本性都是善良的，都是一样的，但是后来因为生活环境不同，彼此的习性差别就很大。如果不及早接受良好的教育，善良的本性就会随环境的影响而改变。六祖坛经上说，何其自性，本自清净，何其自性，能生万法。六祖慧能大师开悟之后，肯定了真心是清净的，乃至真心能够产生巨大的作用。以佛所书说，一神就是众人的父，超乎众人之上，贯乎众人之中，也住在众人之内。这让我们了解到，真心就是神性，遵照经典的教诲而行，就能跟上帝联系。古兰经说，凡培养自己的性灵者，必定成功；凡强害自己的性灵者，必定失败。这肯定了培养真心的重要性。越接近真心，生活的世界就越美好。上古时代，圣王治世，普遍人心淳厚。尧舜禹汤时期，人民的生活是人不独亲其亲，不独子其子，使老有所终，壮有所用，幼有所长，鳏寡孤独废疾者，皆有所养。是故谋闭而不兴，盗窃乱劫而不作，故外户而不闭。那样的盛世大同不是理想，曾经出现在这个世间。 虽然我们本有真心，但现在却离真心越来越远。我们习惯用的是妄心，真妄冲突，是我们内心深处的矛盾，这是一切变乱冲突的根源。浅而言之，则是利他与自利的冲突，自私自利，种种恶念，实在是一切众生本性里面所没有的。仁慈博爱种种美德，是一切众生身心里面本来具足的。所以消除冲突从哪里做起？一定要从我们自己本身做起，化解对一切人事物的对立冲突。和平首先在自己心内落实，然后我们才能够影响别人，才能够帮助社会和谐。怎么化解内心的冲突呢？要靠教育。东方儒释道三教的教育，西方宗教教育，落实在生活中，就是伦理道德因果教育。古兰经说，当孝敬父母，当优待亲戚，当怜恤孤儿，当救济贫民，当亲爱近邻远邻和伴侣，当款待旅客，当宽待奴仆。真主的确不喜爱骄慢矜持的人。印度教讲，不害、不盗、真行、仁慈、平正、容忍、坚定、节食、清洁，持这10戒。天主教说，你们彼此要相爱，如同我爱你们。基督教说，凡事谦虚、温柔、忍耐，用爱心互相宽容。中国儒家讲，凡是人皆须爱，天同覆，地同在。道教讲，宗主孝亲，敬兄信友。佛家说，孝养父母，奉事师长，诸恶莫作，众善奉行，大慈大悲，崇德兴仁，天下和顺。东西方圣贤共同的教育目标，就是帮助我们恢复本有的真心，达到个人健康、家庭美满、事业顺利、社会安定、国家富强、天下太平。汤池小镇3年中采用东方文化教化小镇居民，取得了显著成效。澳洲图文巴团结宗教族群，带来了社会和谐。参访的大使，大家都很受感动。希望各位志士仁人都能够身体力行圣贤教育，推广圣贤教育，相信社会和谐的理想将能逐步达成，世界和平也将为期不远。最后，祝福与会的各国大使、嘉宾们平安喜乐、如意吉祥，世界各国风调雨顺、国泰民安、世界大同、永续和平。谢谢大家。
God is virtuous and kind. God is almighty, and you teach us true meaning of love. Being selfless, we offer to help all beings. You give us wisdom, and I am forever grateful.